Hi there, we are so excited about celebrating Public Radio Music Day. We, along with many other stations in the country, public radio stations of course, are celebrating together something that really highlights the role that music plays on your public radio station. We, of course, are celebrating our 40th anniversary here at WUWF, and over those many decades, we have done quite a bit with music, particularly with independent music artists, which we think are the lifeblood of public radio, and they'll tell you that public radio is probably a lifeline for them as well. We've done several local programs. We have a program called Radio Live that features singer-songwriters from all over the country and beyond that we do once a month in a museum here in Pensacola. We have Acoustic Interlude, a program done by my friend John Macdonell, which on Sunday afternoons for 4 hours, our listeners enjoy the finest acoustic music out there right now. We also have a program called Musical Gumbo that is produced from one of our folks who actually lives in New Orleans, and it features all the wonderful, wonderful music from that area as well. We do some other programs as well. We do a local jazz program. We also do a program called 1459 that exposes people to some great artists as well. So all kinds of things that we do in the name of music, because music and public radio go together. This is the second year of Public Radio Music Day, and we're glad to be celebrating it with you. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome into the special segment for Acoustic Interlude as WUWF celebrates Public Radio Music Day. We're very honored to have a very special guest with us, our friend. She's been on Acoustic Interlude many times before. Here's Tanya Gallagher.
Just a young girl with hazel eyes and brown curls, and you are just a poor man's son. We spend our waking hours making love under the covers and refusing to wait for anyone. But goodbye to my hometown, I'm on a northwest bound. This is my farewell to once. I left you unknowing, but now I am heading back. Darling, don't act so alarmed. The cold leaves me battered as I walk down these city streets unfamiliarly. The angels all gather and sing as they walk with me. Suddenly, there's a peace and you'll feel it too. Like Moses down the river, I wanted nothing other than to be found by the king. But you with your antic string theories and romantics have other philosophy. Well, he said it's him or me and me not him. Now don't you see, it's all pretend. It's time that you lay down your arms. But I refuse to give in. Oh, forgive me, Father, for these sins. Darling, don't you act so alarmed. And I'm broken and tattered as I walk down these city streets unfamiliarly. The angels all gather and sing as they walk with me. Suddenly, there's a peace and you'll feel it too. I am just a young girl with hope that there's a new world awaiting for a poor man's son. He cannot convince me, no, I am, so we agree to lay down in each other's arms. I'll be honest, I'm finding solace in this back and forth. It's melancholy, but our volley is so much more. I'm not a saint, not constrained, I'm not sedentary, but it's time we draw the line. I'm just imaginary on that lone island in your raging sea. I'm a nightcap gin or a rye whiskey. I'm that confidence boost, baby, that you need again and again and again. I won't lie, it's a price to talk to you, but you will see I'm always leaving. I'm just passing through. Me being here, you being there. Well, it's best that way, 'cause I'm a leaver and not a lover, so I will never stay. I'm that smile you need when you're feeling down. Well, I'm a quick phone call once you're leaving town, and he'll be broken hearted if she ever found out. These are the rules of black and white, to understand unspoken words, a simple line drawn in the sand. And when the waves wash away our degree, you'll be alone and be unknown, 'cause I'm imaginary.
Tanya Gallagher from our Studio A at WUWF on Acoustic Interlude. And we're celebrating Public Radio Music Day. This is the first time we've done it, so it's hard to remember.
That's understandable. Public Radio Music Day.
Yeah, it's cool. Public radio stations all over the country are getting together to highlight local musicians and independent musicians like you.
It's a really, I feel very honored that you guys asked me to come on and do this. And so I really appreciate that. I think that all local musicians around, this is a really cool opportunity for us. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Could you tell us really what public radio means to you, just, as a listener and, of course, as a musician?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So public radio, I think as a musician, it's just such a cool place to get to see all of these different independent artists who get played on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that doesn't happen, on a lot of other radio stations. And so I really love listening to, obviously your program, but things like
thanks.
World Cafe and other sorts of programs that come on public radio that it introduces me to a lot of different musicians. And so that's, it's pretty cool about that. And then as just a listener, I listen to public radio every day.
Do you really? Cool.
I really do.
Not just because you're here on radio,
Not just
right?
because I'm here, just because it's just kind of become part of my routine. Whenever I'm on runs, I usually listen to it as well. And so it's just...
That's totally cool.
Yeah, something that I really enjoy. So thank you, guys.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that public radio has helped your career?
Oh, absolutely. I think that this station in particular, WWF, has supported me in ways like none other. And so, being able to get to know other musicians through WWF, and then also to be a part of things like Acoustic Interlude and Radio Live, it's a really neat opportunity, because it's very rare for musicians for that opportunity to get to come along for musicians.
Sure,
I should
absolutely.
Say.
So we were talking right before we went on. You were in Virginia recently.
I was. So
are you touring right now?
So I was there. I had gone to Virginia and then down to North Carolina, and now I'm back for a little bit. But
okay.
But yeah, I was up there, just kind of a quick trip. But I stopped in. I played a show up in Norfolk, and I stopped into WHRO up there.
Oh,
and
right,
so I got to meet with
Old Dominion, right?
Yes, Old Dominion's right up that way. And so yeah, it's their public radio station, and so I got to play on there, and I actually looked on the map for the Public Radio Music Day, and I noticed that they weren't on there, so I just messaged my colleague up there and I said, hey, by the way, you might want to join this because it looks really cool. so hopefully they get to.
We're talking to Tanya Gallagher, a Pensacola native, right?
That's right.
And a longtime supporter of WUWF and a longtime guest of Acoustic Interlude and Radio Live.
Absolutely.
You got a couple of more tunes you could do?
For sure. Let's do it.
Cool. Tanya Gallagher.
So this is a new little song that I wrote last week. It's called Forlorn.
I'm not hiding, I'm as naked as the day I was born. Virginia's for lovers and for the forlorn. I've been down and out and down the line, wishing and praying that you could be mine. No one's riding shotgun in the passenger seat. I hit every light along 17, and I saw Caroline in the rear view, knowing it was behind, and ahead there was you. Need a cold shower to baptize my sins. At unreasonable hours I've been making good friends. One once was a sailor, but he was cut free. Said his legs are no longer made for the sea. On the front porch we sat up, talked through the night, ignoring the warmth and spreading a light. But playing with matches is a dangerous thing. We burned down the house, set the whole world ablaze. Well, if I ever have a baby, or if ever a child, I pray for the day that they find the wild. Oh dear mama, forgive me for leaving my mark. The fire all started from one little spark. She works the graveyard shift at the Days Inn, has a Cadillac, but lets no one in. And in the daytime she's at the graveyard with the groundskeeper and the crossing guard. She spent her whole life with only one thumb, let the pain set in until it just went numb. Smashed her hand in, taking handouts. She's real quiet but never shuts her mouth. She's a knockout with a mean hook, steals grocery carts and telephone books from the thrift store with the marquee that says on Saturdays everything is free. She's wasting time, searching for a little peace of mind. She hates the highway, making left turns, drives real slow, makes the tires burn. When she peels out, it means one thing: she got distracted by a flashy thing. She ain't a real tall, but she's healthy. Quit cigarettes when she was 14, reads Kafka, loves Tolstoy, eats her tofu covered in almond joys, drinks coffee but never caffeine. Has a pet toad she named Tommy. She thinks he has springs on his feet, swears he holds the record for the longest sleep. She's wasting time, searching for a reprieve this life. And on the long shifts at the hotel, she moonlights as a southern belle with an accent no one can place, or the guest thinks she's from out of state. And in the moonlight she pretends she's an astronaut who is defending the whole world from an asteroid. She's a space cadet who wants a space cowboy. She spends her time searching for a little love in this life.
Wow. I love it. It's a funny song, but it's kind of sad.
It is a little sad. I know. I wrote that, and my parents, I played it for them. They were like, "What is this about? What are you
Really?
okay?"
It's like going this way and then it's going that way, not really sure. What's the name of it?
I call it Days In.
Beautiful way to end the set. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And thanks for everybody listening and watching online as we celebrate at WUWF our first adventure into Public Radio Music Day. Thanks a lot. I'm John Macdonell. The program is Acoustic Interlude.